on the CW West Texas.
You're looking at an extreme dust storm that happened outside earlier today. These images and video were sent in by viewers. And as you can tell, that dust was thick and visibility was low across the Permian Basin. Because of that low visibility, there was a multi-car pileup this afternoon on State Highway 349 near FM 2401. The Texas Department of Public Safety said multiple law enforcement agencies were on that scene and that they did not know if anyone sustained any injuries. That's all we know at this time, but drivers are still being encouraged to avoid the area. And of course, stay vigilant when driving in dangerous conditions. Speaking of some of those dangerous conditions, it was a windy, dusty day here in the Permian Basin. I'm here with Chief Meteorologist Tom T. Fratelli to talk a little bit more about it. Tom?
Well, we're starting to see an end to all of it as the dust has settled down, the winds have calmed down, and the severe storms are moving out. In fact, all clear except across southern sections of Terrell County right now. As we take a look across the northeast Permian Basin, storms moving well north and northeast now of the Snyder area. One lone storm there southeast of Post may affect Scurry County, but Big Spring, you're in the all clear now as the storms have moved off to the east, and just some trailing showers along U.S. Highway 90 here from Sanderson to Dryden and moving off to the east. Wind gusts today as that dust was rolling in up to 46 miles an hour out at the Miller National Air and Spaceport. Gusts to 51 from some of those same conditions, that outflow boundary moving across there in Fort Stockton. And as we can see here at the 9 o'clock hour, we are looking at, again, pretty quiet conditions right now. The wind's still out of the southeast and a hint gusty out there as that dry line has moved well back to the west. So we're seeing a little humid conditions out there and some milder temperatures into the lower 80s out there, but still hanging on to some 90s back into the mountain area. Still 102 in and around Presidio, but we are expecting temperatures to cool off right across the Permian Basin down into the mid 60s. The threat of thunderstorms starting to decrease in our forecast, but a little bit of a break on temperatures. We'll talk about the rest of the week's forecast coming up here in a few minutes.
Thank you, Tom. Across Texas, at least 23 people are dead from a tornado that spawned storm system that's ripping through the United States. After a rough morning commute in some states today comes relief. Meanwhile, some people in the system's wake are grieving, as Amy Kiley reports.
Everything was gone and that everyone was missing.
More than 20 people are dead from a storm system that's been pounding the U.S. since the weekend. After this morning, the eastern seaboard's getting relief, while new storms hit Texas and surrounding states. Meanwhile, some no longer in immediate danger are mourning their losses.
They were two of our very beloved neighbors. All of our kids played together.
The National Weather Service says a tornado that touched down near Tulsa, Oklahoma was at least an EF3. Family and friends are grieving for two people who died during that storm.
It was heartbreaking just hearing him scream for everyone, trying to find everyone.
Tana would have wanted her kids to be safe. Linda would have wanted her grandkids to be safe.
Texas has one of the highest death tolls.
This little camper is where I was at.
This man is thankful he survived a tornado there, unlike some of his neighbors. He says he feels for their loved ones.
You can't replace it alive.
Other storm victims miss their animals.
We've lost cows, we've lost pigs, we lost one of our dogs. My husband's lost his horse.
For many others, the loss involves their homes, livelihoods, or both.
It's our life's work, it's our passion.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
More than 750,000 people are without power in the Dallas area. That comes after those severe storms this morning. People in DFW woke up to a tornado warning that was around 6 a.m. Nearly 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts were recorded at DFW Airport, and over the weekend, at least 7 people were killed in Texas by severe storms. Later tonight, those storms that we may see could also push on into the DFW area. We've got an update for you now on a story we first told you about in January. A former Marfa ISD substitute teacher has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for the production of child pornography. You'll remember that 32-year-old Sonia Murillo pled guilty after an investigation into her former boyfriend, who was the former softball coach, was having a child sexual abuse material in his possession. And videos of her sexually abusing a child were found. Murillo's former boyfriend, Patricio Javier Serrano, was sentenced to 8 years in prison back in March on one count of possession of child pornography and another count of transportation of child pornography. Developing story for you now. About $1.4 million in community development block grant funding are available in the city of Midland for the upcoming year. However, the groups who applied to receive that federal and state funding are asking for double that. The city has the discretion to allocate that state and federal funding, but 19 groups in the community are asking for it. So the city will have to decide how to prioritize social versus infrastructure needs, which leaves them with a tough job.
Do we allocate those dollars to capital needs and tangible needs that are City of Midland responsibilities, or do we allocate those needs to social needs in our community, for senior meals and for public transportation?
Advocates from Midland Memorial Hospital, Thriving United, and Permian Care all came to ask for funds to supply bus passes for low-income residents in need. Over the last 2 years, MMH has given community partners over 3,000 Easy Rider passes, helping people get jobs, go to appointments, and more. The hospital requested about $92,000 to continue to fund their bus pass program for low-income patients.
That there are a lot of folks who don't have access to transportation. They may have some health issues, they may have lost their driver's license, they have these needs, and they live out in an area where they can't just walk to the store, they can't just walk to a doctor's appointment. And so being able to give them transportation to those things keeps them connected within the community and helps them rebuild their life.
No decisions were made today, and Mayor Lori Blong invites even more public input about how the funds should be used in future public hearings. Some political news for you. A part of today's grant discussion, newly elected Midland City Councilman at large Eric Davidson, who was officially sworn in onto the council today. Davidson says he's encouraged by the passion that Midlanders showed at the city council meeting. And Davidson is the director of operations for a chemistry company in Midland that does water recycling. He says that water infrastructure is one of his passions.
When it comes to our water infrastructure here in this town, that's one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about, not only in my public life, but in my private life when it comes to water and water infrastructure, and being able to use my skill set and be able to use my talents to help improve the city's water infrastructure and build towards that 100-year goal that we have is a big passion of mine.
Davidson says that one of his top priorities is gaining the trust of Midlanders. And today, residents of Ector County were able to vote in 3 different runoff elections, all within the Republican Party. The seats available include Justice of the Peace Precinct 1, Precinct Chair 205, and Precinct Chair 310. We've got those unofficial final results for all of those chairs. Carlos Chavez will be the new Justice of the Peace for Precinct 1, taking 60% of the vote over Jennifer Mahan Woodall. Precinct Chair 205 for the Republican Party will be Charles Pierce, winning over Dale Barnes with the 80% of the final vote. And Jamie Mendoza won Precinct Chair 310 for the Republican Party. We've got all of these results up on our website. That's on CBS7.com. And today marks a major milestone in the history of the United States Border Patrol Agency. It's their 100-year anniversary. And whether it's protecting our southern or our northern border, the United States Border Patrol Agency fights to keep Americans safe every day. And Border Patrol agents are entrusted with protecting the American people through our border and national security missions. Because of the nature of the job, it can become a lifestyle that heavily impacts each Border Patrol agent. And although laws, threats, and challenges have evolved over time, the Border Patrol's core value of vigilance, service to our country, and integrity have stayed the same over the last century.
111 calls that we've actually been able to find for illegal aliens that were in distress. However, we still have one out there that we haven't found. And, I think daily about that person and we continue to look for them.
When the U.S. Border Patrol Agency first started, they only had 450 agents. Today, there are over 20,000 protecting our borders. In a statement to celebrate the anniversary and the people who work as Border Patrol agents, August Pfluger said in part, quote, "I am proud to join my colleagues in reaffirming our commitment and unwavering support for the U.S. Border Patrol. Their courage and determination in the face of increasing physical and mental costs deserve more than just our gratitude," end quote. To see his full statement, you can go to our website, CBS7.com. Looking in the community now, every summer since the 80s, the Midland Soup Kitchen Ministries has fed families throughout West Texas. And during the summer season, they aim to feed even more families that depend on school lunches, even as inflation causes food prices to rise. The Soup Kitchen says they're seeing more people come in every year. And since lots of kids rely on food through their school district, they do this for the children who are now at home and who may not have a home-cooked meal during the summer break. But the demand is getting higher, and prices are on the rise. Thankfully, the community has been supportive with donations which allow the Soup Kitchen to continue to provide meals.
Very important to have this open, the soup kitchen open, to feed the kids, because you don't know what meal they're going to have, what a home cooked meal they're not going to have, because the parents are working right now. So it's good to have a home cooked meal while they're working or going out and finding a job.
If you would like to go and get a meal, the kitchen won't ask any questions. The Midland Soup Kitchen is open Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. And it's the start of a new chapter for the Haley Memorial Library and the History Center. After years of planning and fundraising, the Haley Memorial Library is proud to introduce its state-of-the-art archival facility that will break ground next week. With this expansion, the library aims to better serve its patrons and preserve its archives, as well as its legacy for generations to come. Over the years, the library's popularity has grown, as well as the number of historical documents. The need for a modern facility to properly preserve those archives became apparent.
Be able to move all of the collections over there, and then we can take and refurbish this existing facility for enlarge our Western art collection and presentation of that, and the traveling and exhibits that we have now.
With a new building, a rich history, and exciting summer exhibits, the library invites West Texans to stop by and learn something new this summer. And still ahead, the weather is creeping into the triple digits as we approach summer, and that means higher energy bills. Next, we've got tips on how to keep your home cool while saving money. Last summer broke records as one of the hottest summers to date, and according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, as we move into the triple digits, Salma Lozano has some tips that can help you not only save electricity but also money.
According to the National Weather Service, we are expecting a hotter than average summer nationally. With that, many might just try to brave the heat by staying indoors and blasting their air conditioners. But to avoid hefty electricity bills, you might want to do the following. External Affairs Manager with AEP Texas, Tony Arce, explains that when saving energy, check your air conditioner systems as they can use up to 50% of your monthly energy. This would be the time to call a licensed contractor and have your air conditioner system assessed to ensure it's running efficiently. The Natural Resources Defense Council, or NRDC, suggests simple tweaks like purchasing LED light bulbs, which use up to 85% less energy than regular light bulbs. On the KGNS Facebook page, we asked you how you keep your electricity usage down during the summer. One commenter says she disconnects all electric appliances. Another comment says, quote, I added window shades and it keeps the house cool and have the thermostat at 78 degrees. I save a couple of dollars. Experts say these habits, together with switching off devices that are not in use, can make a difference at the end of the month. Arce adds that it's important to keep a constant flow of air in your house by keeping ceiling fans going to help keep your house cool. But most importantly, avoiding things to make your home hot.
Limit your use of heavy appliances inside the house to the evening hours so it doesn't build up heat inside your house. Your washer and dryer equipment, use them after 7 p.m. And again, the air conditioners, try to maintain a temperature of 70 degrees and change the air conditioner filter.
Filters should be changed every month, as a dirty filter can make your air conditioner work harder, thus using more energy. Lastly, the NRDC recommends that if in the market for new electronic devices, look for appliances with Energy Star labels, as they use up to 10 to 40% less energy than other models.
Well, we are still dealing with a few thunderstorms across the South Plains, but for the most part, West Texas clearing out. Are more in the forecast? We're going to talk about that coming up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, let's take a look outside on our live iCam in Big Spring. Still dealing with some thunder showers and occasional flash of lightning up across the South Plains, but it looks like Big Spring over with in the way of storms for tonight in the northeast Permian Basin. Again, there's a little bit of stuff up here just to the north and northeast of Big Spring right now, but everything has decreased in intensity quite a bit. Still a few lingering showers down around the Sanderson area, and have had some reports along Independence Creek there. Water overflowing State Highway 349 as some of those creeks and arroyos are running with water from heavier showers and storms that moved through earlier today. So be careful along State Highway 349 in portions of Terrell County. We are seeing most of the storms though really start to wind down for tonight. Watching this back in here across portions of northeast New Mexico, the Texas Panhandle, I think it's going to miss us, maybe scrape the northeast Permian Basin with a shower or thunder shower, but I think again we're about done for tonight in the way of showers and thunderstorms across the area. We had this stationary front kind of lift through the area, but there's that dry line outflow boundary moving across. Again, a lot of boundaries out there. That's why we saw a lot of showers and thunderstorms pop up, and we had all that dust with that outflow boundary move across. This is all going to allow for temperatures to be just a touch milder coming up tomorrow. But the storms, though, again, lining up from the Texas Hill Country down towards portions of deep South Texas and pushing off to the east. So we're done for tonight. We saw 99 before the outflow boundary hit earlier today, 106 in Presidio. So there were some hot temperatures that allowed those thunderstorms to fuel up and blow up earlier today. Now, we're about done for tonight and into the morning hours. Pretty quiet conditions, even though it will be a touch humid, and it looks like a lot less in the way of isolated showers, thunderstorms in our forecast. Maybe a couple across the Big Bend area, up across the Trans-Pecos, but it doesn't look like a lot expected coming up for tomorrow. So we'll see temperatures overnight tonight. Try to cool off a little bit. We're done with thunderstorms for tonight. And again, they're going to be very isolated if we see anything tomorrow, as temperatures will be right around 90 to the upper 80s across parts of the Permian Basin. And we're going to keep a chance of showers, thunder showers, about a 20% chance in the forecast through the rest of the week as temperatures kind of go up and down a little bit across the area. It looks like the next best chance of rain is going to be on Saturday by the afternoon hours, where temperatures will top out around 91.
Home sales are taking an unusual trend downward this spring. We'll talk about why up next. Spring is typically the time of year when most homes are put on the market, and that's because it allows families to close and move out in time for their upcoming school year. But this year was a much cooler spring market than in years past. Jen Sullivan looks at why home sales are down.
If you're looking to buy a home, you've likely noticed it's a tough market. Interest rates are high, and so are home prices, and that's led to a lag in home sales.
It's been a very unique situation.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says home sales are at a 30-year low, and there are a few different reasons why.
There's not enough inventory, so the buyers are left with so few choices.
With fewer homes on the market, it means more competition, so buyers are forced to pay more. In April, the median home sale price was $407,600. That's 5.7% higher than a year ago, according to the National Association of Realtors. And prices have gone up in all 4 regions of the U.S.
We are hitting all-time high in terms of home prices.
Interest rates are also rising. According to Bankrate.com, the current average 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate was 7.08% as of Memorial Day. Yoon says buyers, though, can always refinance when rates do go down.
There is some cost involved, but it is not an astronomical cost to refinance downward.
There is some good news. Because the spring market was so low, Yoon predicts more homes will come on the market in the fall and winter as homeowners look to finally sell. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Still ahead, Florida is typically known for its gators, but what about its bears? We'll tell you about a bear in a Florida apartment complex next. All right, Tom, before we go, take a look at this. This is a black bear, not an alligator, wandering around a Tampa, Florida suburb. Footage was posted by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office on Saturday, and it shows that the bear just wandering around. I think it's an apartment complex is what I read. But the Sheriff's Office said the bear was last seen in the Town and Country area near Tampa. Video released by the Sheriff's Office shows the bear wandering around an apartment complex, and they say our team will remain vigilant while the bear is moving on to ensure that everyone stays safe. So they're keeping an eye on it, I guess. I
didn't know they had bears in Florida.
I didn't either. I thought it was just alligator.
Now, if you see a bear riding an alligator down the street,
run.
I'm moving to another state. Okay.
I think I would move apartment complexes if there was a bear wandering. Ryan, they can break through the door. I feel like
alligators and now bears in Florida. Okay. For West Texas, quick hit of the weather. We're going to see that we do have a few isolated thunderstorm chances tomorrow. Just a touch cooler though on those temperatures.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight for CBS7 News at 9 on the CW. We've got more news coming up tonight at 10.